Good morning, everybody. Getting ready to head to the job site. Well, actually, I am headed to the job site. Got about an hour-and-a-half drive. Got my buddy with me here. He's sitting in the back. Wanna say what's up, Bear? Say what's up, Bear. He doesn't ride too often in the truck, so he's got a few nerves right now. Normally he rides in the back of the truck, but it's a little chilly outside, so I thought I'd let him ride in the cab with me. Either way, let's see if we can get out of here. Nice. So I'm trying to drive extra careful because I got 2 sliding glass doors and 2 gable end windows in the back of my trailer, which collectively is about, I don't know, 40 square feet of glass. So I'm trying to not break that so I don't have to buy more. So I got him a treat at the store. It's just a little it's a little bone thingy, but it doesn't stink. Maybe he'll like, hey Bear, Bear. He might like it. Can you say please? You want it? If you chill out back there, you can have it. You can have it. I haven't even had breakfast and this man gets a bone. I wish I was a dog. So if you guys can see, we got 2 trucks behind us and they're not that big of loads. It's like a little bit of random stuff here and there. So we got the Lowe's truck, which is delivering some of my floor joists here. And then we have the Higginbotham over here. So overall, we got everything in the position that we need it to be in so that they can drop their stuff and still get out of the build sites. So then we're gonna hand unload this one here. Wondering if you can grab it with this. Grab this?
I can't get it down though.
All right, guys, so can you just sprinted for like 5 minutes straight? What we're doing today is we're framing the master suite floor. We're not framing the master suite floor, I lied. I'm digging holes. I know, probably just lost all 5 of the viewers that I did have. We're digging pier holes. So we're doing a different version of a pier and beam foundation than we did with this original floor. So here we did sonotube 4 to 6 feet to the ground with a little bell at the bottom for upheave. We poured the concrete and we had the sonotube, as you can see here, come up with the concrete to grade. On this portion of it, we're gonna do it different. We're gonna probably do a 2 foot by 2 foot footing at each spot. And that 2 foot by 2 foot footing is going to have a 6 by 6 post lagged into it, or a bracket and then a post lagged into it. So instead of having concrete come out of the ground, we're gonna have a solid concrete footing that'll probably only come around 6 inches out of the ground. It'll probably only be about a foot deep, 2 feet wide, and then we're gonna lag our posts to it. Here's a tip to figure out what number you need to pull if you're trying to pull square on a foundation. So I know that my building length is 24, or my width is 24 feet. So I go 24 feet and I do that as my run. And then I know the what I'm building is 20 feet in height, so I'll do 20 foot rise, and then I can hit diagonal and it'll tell me exactly what my measurement should be. So it should be 31 feet 2 7/8. So when I pull my diagonal numbers that you just saw me pulling, I need to make sure that I have 31 2 7/8. Now I'm burning a foot, which means I need to pull 31 2 7/8. And if I pull that on both corners perfectly, I know that those my 4 corner points create a solid square. Alright guys, so here what I'm actually doing is I'm pulling my diagonal, and I know that I'm pulling from a higher point to a lower point, and it's not as precise as it could be, but these are just going to be 2 foot by 2 foot footing, so I have plenty of room to move them a ½ inch here and there, and that's why I'm not being too specific with the exact dimensions. If you look at this string line, you'll see that it's like, 3 feet there and it's like ½ a foot over there. I don't care about the levelness of the string line. It's purely to give me the perimeter of my framing. I'm going to grab a 4-foot level. I'm going to hold my 4-foot level against that string line, plumb down, and I can mark the exterior of my foundation. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure where my footings are going to go. I'll mark those, and then I will level down, make sure that my footing's on the inside of the framing member, and then we can start digging holes. So here's a little tip. If you're doing a layout, so for example, I'm doing 8 foot on center for my beams that are going to be coming across here. I marked I marked 8 foot all the way this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook my tape on this. If you know that the outside of your stake is perfectly at that same mark over there, which you should have if you pull square, you can hook your tape on that and mark your layout on your string line, and then you can drive a stake in where your mark is, pull another string line, and then you can make sure you mark all of your spots perfectly. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll show you how it goes. So now I know I have my 8, my 16, and obviously my 24. If I drive a stake right here and right here, tie a string line on back to my points over there where you guys are, that will give me a straight line here, and I can do the same thing that I did on the exterior. I can go through, stick a screw in the ground, and I know that's exactly where the center of my footing is going to go. Then from that, I'll measure out my 2 foot. So now that I have these spots marked right here, I'm going to grab the 4-foot level, plumb down from the string line, move that accordingly, and then we'll spray we'll mark our 2x2 hole. I'm putting it against the string here, and then I'm checking to see what's level. So that looks pretty good. So I'm going to hold it tight to the ground, and I know that as long as I'm touching that, that's going to be the center of my pear. So the reason I'm using screws is because it's a really simple way to mark a really precise location, and then I can just put the center of my tape measure on that screw, measure out 12 inches on each side, and that gives me a perfect 24 by 24 footing. So on these far ones, I'm not going to measure the center of that. I'm going to measure inside 2 feet, because I don't want to have footings sticking out past my framed walls looking really ugly, since they will be above ground. Alright guys, pro tip for digging holes or trenches, and I am a pro at digging holes because my first job, that's all I did for the first, I think, 60 days was dig a 300-something foot trench. So this is coming from somebody who knows how to dig. When you're hitting with the backside, the flat side, or you're trying to get dirt up out of there, if you hit straight down, usually you're not going to get much out of there. But if you cup it, where you're kind of hitting it like this and you're scooping dirt, you're going to get a lot more out of it. I wouldn't do it if you're hitting shin level, because I did actually go to the hospital because I nailed my shin with one. But if you kind of cup it, you can get a lot more dirt out of the hole than just going straight down and getting an inch by inch chunk. So when you kind of curve it up, You get a lot more dirt with a swing, which means less swings, which means you're less tired. All right, guys, so all the holes are dug. What I'm gonna do tomorrow is I'm gonna clean out the holes. The biggest thing about these holes is you want them to be flat. Sorry about the wind, it's crazy. You want them to be flat in the bottom. So when you're looking at them, see this one here has a little bit of a hump right there in the front. You want it to be as flat as possible. Like this one's kind of caved in towards the middle. I'm gonna go through, chisel them out, get them nice and flat. I'm gonna dig my rebar into it because we're putting rebar vertically and horizontally in these. And then we're gonna pour our footings and we're gonna make little stands like that, the 6x6, which are gonna stick up out of the ground. And that's the footing's gonna come out. So these are a little over 2 feet. That's about 21 inches to the inside. So that'll make the base of our footing a little bit bigger than the top of our footing, I guess. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. And the time lapse of the digging didn't really show up, so might be a short video, but there'll be another video tomorrow. Look at that view. I gotta get out of here, so much love, y'all.